Hi guys, good morning. This is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. And for those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much. Why is the camera pulsing? Okay, it stopped. Good. Okay, this is your daily forecast for, what day is it for? Friday, the 23rd of July. It is not solely set for that date. If you're seeing it on a different date, that's okay. It might be the day that when you're needing to see it. I just noticed when I looked at the calendar, I guess we have a full moon. Is that correct? Yes. Tonight is our full moon. It is in the sign of, no, that's Sagittarius. It's in the sign of Capricorn. Interesting. Okay. So factor that in, guys. That could be going on for you. That could be having an effect on you. Also, please check out the drop-down menu underneath the video. In there, for new viewers, is all my information as to how to get a hold of me, where to book a private reading, things you want to keep in mind as you're looking at and using any of my readings. Please support the channel by hitting the thumbs up button and by subscribing. Hitting the notification bell so that you get notified when I go live. All that stuff greatly helps. If you want to share the video out, please feel free to do so. Share it with friends or in groups on Facebook or wherever. And leave me questions or comments on the video if anything piques your interest or, whatever. I do read all of those, so I do appreciate them. And let's get into this and see what the cards want us to know today. Okay, so we have the Ace of Fire, which is Moulin. I don't know what that is, but this is basically the Ace of Wands. We've seen this card, I think, once this month already. The Ace of Wands is about, to me, sometimes it can be about illumination, awakening, epiphanies, realizations. Usually, I think sometimes deep realizations in some ways, because it's the Wands suit, which is the element of fire, which is associated with sort of the spirit and desire and things like that. So sometimes, with the aces, there's usually this sudden oncoming of them, or this, what's the word I'm looking for? Like the element of surprise that comes with the aces, right? It's usually, the way I perceive the aces, it's usually a good surprise. It's usually something that kind of, a door or an opportunity that opens up to us that we didn't realize was there, or it just kind of pops into our path and we're like, oh, wow, this is great. And it's it can be a new way of seeing things, a new way of relating to stuff, a new opportunity to achieve a goal of some sort, right? For each one of you, this Ace of Wands energy could appear in a different way. This could be a new, actually, it's funny to me as I'm looking at this, this looks a little bit like sage to me. I wonder if it's part of the sage family of plants, because it does have a little bit of a deserty sage quality to it. But all that aside, this is an opportunity for us to take advantage of some sort of either situation, opportunity, I don't know, whatever's coming to us that we didn't see originally, or we maybe didn't notice it and it's maybe been there the entire time, kind of thing, where we can move forward. Generally, because it's wands, I would say it would be swift movement. Wands tends to be kind of very dynamic and move very quickly. So it should be something that kind of the pieces all fall together, if that makes sense, or we're like all of a sudden ready to see the path, ready to see the opportunity, take the action that we need to move ourselves forward in a way that is swift, exciting, positive, unexpected, all of those sort of things. Each one of you may apply this energy to a different situation in your life. Some of you could be relationships. The Ace of Wands can also be an extremely passionate card. So if for some of you, if there's, somebody that you're kind of looking at differently and going like, oh my God, I'm feeling it for my coworker, that could be this energy. Or if some of you have found a new a new, I'm just using these as an example, maybe a new job that you're extremely passionate about, where you feel like sort of lit up and on fire and excited about, and it brings you a feeling of, or a sense of purpose, right? That could be this Ace of Wands energy for you, right? And so that excitement, or that sort of revelation, in a way, wherever you're having that revelation around a situation, wherever you're able to see a situation sort of differently, maybe through new and inspired eyes, I would say to get excited about that. Utilize that energy of the Ace of Wands to move yourself forward, to make decisions. I don't necessarily feel, and to take action, I don't necessarily feel like the Ace of Wands is a card where we stop and reflect and pause and think about what we're doing, right? The Ace of Wands is like, oh, this is the answer, let's go, kind of thing. And so if that feels like, for those of you that are maybe more earth signs or air signs, where you want to plan a little bit more, or think it over a little bit more, or be a little bit more practical in your nature, that's fine. But Ace of Wands is usually like a quick, fleeting kind of let's go sort of anticipation. I don't know if anxiousness is the right word, but do you know what I mean? It's kind of like, let's just do this. Let's not think about it. Let's not, mull it over. Let's just get in there and get it done, or make it happen. And so today would be that day to do that. Underneath this, we have that, because we're now at Friday, and also, the push of the full moon too, I should say that's going to make things feel a little bit more extra energized, certainly. It being in the sign of Capricorn isn't a bad thing. Ideally, hopefully it's a more grounded energy. Full moons are always opportunities to want to let go of cycles, positions, realizations, perceptions, whatever is no longer serving us. We want to release it, let it go, be grateful for it, and say goodbye to it. Now's the time to do that. And moving in different directions with the energy of this Ace of Wands would be a nice sort of balance to that. What was I going to say? There was something else I was going to say, and now I'm drawing a blank. I don't think I've had enough coffee this morning, guys. Essentially, just kind of wherever you can find excitement, wherever you can find desire, wherever you can find inspiration, that would be this Ace of Wands energy. And that would be where you want to kind of connect to, look at, and go after today, because this is the card that's being shown today. This is the card that's calling out to us today to say, hey, I'm here. Let's make the most of it. That's what I was going to say. The Knight of Swords is underneath this, and swords, being the element of air, feeds fire, right? And him being the underpinning, the Knight of Swords can be a little bit impulsive, which I like that coupled with this Ace of Wands, in the sense that it does tell me, okay, for those of you that are thinkers or want to mull things over before making a decision, you may have some of that going on for you, but with the Knight of Swords underneath, he's going to be one that's going to want to jump too, right? He's going to be the one that's going to want to make a split-second decision and move forward. Ultimately, that energy is like loyal, it's dedicated, it's all of those things. So those thoughts that you might be having, those impulses that you might be having, ideally, my feeling is with the Knight of Swords being underneath this, they're coming from a good place. And I think that, I don't know why, but when I look at this Ace of Wands, I kind of feel like there's more of this, not a timing issue, but like we don't want to wait. If there's something that we desire, if there's something that feels good, if there's something that inspires us, go after it. That's sort of the feeling that I'm getting with this. Use your best judgment. That would be the Knight of Swords. Don't get too caught up in the what ifs, and just do what you need to do to make it happen. If it feels good, if it feels right, make it so, kind of thing, right? Ride this kind of wave and enjoy it. Okay, so let's see what's going on in the Fairy Medicine Oracle. See what they want us to know. And this should be a very dynamic day. It should be very positive, move quickly. We should be able to get quite a bit done. It's card number 27, which would be a 9, personal completions, which is great, especially with the full moon cycle. So that would be good as far as letting go, or, maybe doing our own small full moon ritual around what it is that we need to let go of. The card is Starlight. Don't hold back. use your voice, and show up as all of you. Shine your light. So I love that, because when I think about shine your light, it makes me think about also the light that shines and emanates from the Ace of Wands. It is that dynamism that I'm talking about. It is that inspiration that I'm talking about. It should be something that's not only sort of around us within our environment or within situations or opportunities around us that presents itself to us, but there should also be maybe some of this Ace of Wands energy within us in a way that we can allow that light to shine, and we can move towards, take that light and use it as sort of, the very impetus or the gasoline that's in our vehicle that moves us forward today, right? In that sort of excited, empowered energy, right? Even if there's this sense of like passion in the Ace of Wands, right? Maybe that passion is for the thing that we love, or maybe that passion is for ourselves, right? Especially kind of with this Starlight card, it's like there's sort of an aspect of honoring ourselves by maybe letting go of whatever is no longer serving us during this full moon cycle and moving towards what does. Being inspired and riding that inspiration towards the goal rather than, sitting in the corner and going, oh, I can't do it. Let's look at the grounding stone and see what that has to say to us today. This is an energy or a principle we may want to ground in today. And here we go. I like it. The word is hope. I think that hope definitely fits in with both of these cards. Hope is a very powerful energy. It's an open-mindedness. It's an honesty. It's it can, it also, I feel like it vibrates very close to the idea of faith, right? It gives us opportunity. It gives us options. It allows us to sort of dwell in the possibilities rather than in the negativities, in the positives. So when we ground in this hope, the hope is that, we can find the inspiration. We can find the desire. We can take the action. We can trust ourselves, regardless of we can make these decisions or move swiftly if we choose to. I think that we should. Especially with the Knight of Swords and the Ace of Wands as kind of our cards for the day. But the hope to me, or the feeling is that regardless of what the outcome is, however things play out with whatever sort of situation or steps, choices that we make, we're going to be okay. We believe in ourselves ideally today. We understand that we can do this no matter what. That would be that Starlight card too. Shining our starlight, trusting ourselves, knowing that we know what's sort of best for ourselves, not second guessing, and then moving forward, kind of with a whole lot of hope in our hearts and a lot of, I don't know if abandon is the right word, but you know what I mean? Just kind of go for it today. Just don't even, don't worry, don't mince, just do what you know is true. Be like sort of, how is it, the moth to the flame, right? That's kind of my feeling with this. And it doesn't have to be cataclysmic what you're going after. It doesn't have to be life-changing, but certainly if some of you are looking at bigger items or bigger things and bigger changes in your life, you certainly can have hope around those things and utilize that hope, the inspiration, and your belief in yourselves towards potentially making strides towards them. Does that make sense? That is your forecast for the day. I hope you enjoy it. Please hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. Leave a question or comment. I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow so we can see how this week ends out. Remember that full moon energy is going to be a bit heady, so utilize it to your advantage. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. It should be full of inspiration and hope. All right. Bye-bye.